Hello, my fellow Criterion collectors. We have some new announcements to talk about. And I know I say this every month, but there are some very exciting things that Criterion have just announced. So without further ado, let's have a look at the new films coming in May this year. The first one is an upgrade of a previous Blu-ray release. It is In the Heat of the Night, starring Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger. It's an incredible film about these racial tensions that are rising in this community while there is this ongoing murder case. And the performances are incredible, the direction, the cinematography. The film won a bunch of Oscars that year, including the Best Picture. This is a 4K upgrade of the previous Blu-ray edition from Criterion. And in between this and the old Blu-ray, Kino Lorber released a 4K disc. So I don't have the Kino Lorber, nor do I have the old Criterion Blu-ray, as a matter of fact. So because I don't have those two other discs, this is one that I definitely want to get and have in my collection. I'm not sure whether it will be worth people getting the Criterion 4K if you have that Kino Lorber one, but all will be seen when this comes out. No new special features compared to the older Criterion Blu-ray, the same artwork as we've come to expect. But this is a phenomenal film and one that is well worth watching if you've never seen it. The next 4K upgrade we're getting is The Umbrellas of Cherbourg from French director Jacques Demy, who was a master of the musical. He made a whole series of great musicals, which Criterion have released in the essential Jacques Demy box set. So we are getting an upgrade of The Umbrellas of Cherbourg from this set. This is from a new 4K restoration, although there's no HDR on this new disc, which is interesting because the film is very colourful. So many people will probably say, why doesn't it have HDR? This is surely a film that could be helped by that, but the results remain to be seen. As well as being available in the Jacques Demy set, the film does have a Criterion Blu-ray, and the new 4K release has some new artwork, which is quite interesting because sometimes they'll commission new artwork, sometimes they won't. Here they have gone for it, and I really like this new artwork. It's very colourful and I think it does suit the film. This is another film that gets my highest recommendation, although there is one film that I prefer from the director, that being The Young Girls of Rochefort, which hopefully that will get a 4K upgrade at some point. But this is a stunning film. The music is great. It's one of those musicals where literally every line of dialogue is sung. So the whole film is like one big song. It's very colourful. It's a great love story. This is just one of my comfort films. If I'm ever in a bad mood, this is a film that will pick me right up because it's just a film that I love returning to. So I'm excited to see what the 4K upgrade brings, and I imagine many other people will be excited as well. Next we have another 4K release. This is a collection of two films that are new to the Criterion Collection. They are The Three Musketeers and The Four Musketeers, directed by Richard Lester. These are of course based on the very famous novel and feature a stacked cast of performers, including Richard Chamberlain, Oliver Reed, Raquel Welch, just to name a few. These are great films, quite farcical in nature. They're funny, they're colourful. They are just, again, a comfort film for me to return to. I just really love watching these films. A perfect Saturday afternoon film. I do already have these films on 4K on the Studio Canal discs, which are available from the UK. And I imagine the Criterion discs of these will look pretty much the same because they seem to have some kind of relationship with Studio Canal where they will license the films and use the same restorations. So if you have these discs already, this might not be one that you want to go for, but again, we'll have to wait and see what the new set actually looks like. The Criterion edition seems to copy across most of the special features from these two discs, although it does have a new documentary from David Cairns. So perhaps it's worth double dipping if you just want the extra special feature. But please, if you don't have these discs or if you've never seen these films before, they are definitely worth giving a chance. I just absolutely love these films. So hopefully, like it is usually the case with Criterion Collection releases, this will bring these films to a new audience, and that is something I'm very happy about. Then we come to a Blu-ray only release in the form of The Wind Will Carry Us from director Abbas Kiarostami, one of my all-time favourite directors, although there are still a few films I have not seen from the filmmaker, and this is one of them. I have been waiting for a disc to come out for some time. I think this did have another Blu-ray available in the US, but I don't think it's been released in the UK. And this is one that I will definitely be purchasing as soon as it comes out. If you're not familiar with the filmmaker, he has quite a number of his films in the Criterion Collection. I have a big stack of them here, including films like Certified Copy. You've got A Taste of Cherry. There is Like Someone in Love, and arguably his masterpiece, Close Up, which exemplifies a lot of what makes the director so great. He combines reality and fiction, blurring the line between the two. And his films have so many moments where they just make your jaw drop, because this is unlike anything you've seen before. Another massive recommendation I have to give is this, the Coca trilogy, which is a box set of 3 films from Abbas Kiarostami. And I absolutely love all 3 of these. This is a tremendous release from Criterion. So there's plenty to sink your teeth into before this release comes out if you want to see whether the filmmaker is for you or not. It states on Criterion's website that the disc is from a 4K restoration, so they've obviously opted not to go for a 4K UHD, perhaps because of popularity and, you know, estimating how many sales they would make on this disc. I've got to admit, it's probably not a title that many people would be rushing for, which is a damn shame, because the filmmaker is just so great. Even though we have some great 4K releases coming from Criterion in the month of May, this is perhaps the release I am most excited for. This is going to be a new Kiarostami film that I've never seen. So again, I'm just so excited. Then we have 2 separate releases of films from the director Bruce Robinson, the very famous cult classic Withnail and I, starring Richard E. Grant and Paul McGann. And then we also have How to Get Ahead in Advertising, which also stars Richard E. Grant. Whilst Withnail and I is getting a 4K disc, How to Get Ahead in Advertising is just getting a Blu-ray, because there doesn't appear to be a 4K restoration for that film just yet. And the latter film I haven't actually seen. I've only seen Withnail and I. So again, a new viewing experience for myself. But I know a lot of people will be excited to see Withnail and I coming back into the Criterion Collection. It was previously available on a DVD. So those days were a long time ago. I think it was 2001 when that DVD came out. Not too long ago we saw a 4K release from Arrow Video in the UK, which I haven't yet watched. So I need to check that one out, and then I will be comparing it to the Criterion disc when it eventually comes out. So I think for some people, these 2 Bruce Robinson films are the ones that people are going to flock to. I need to revisit Withnail and I, because I haven't seen it in a long time, and of course I haven't seen How to Get Ahead in Advertising. And then we have a 4K release of the film Killer of Sheep from director Charles Burnett. This is his directorial debut from the 1970s. Again, a film I haven't seen. I have seen a couple of the films from the director, and I've really enjoyed those ones. Namely the film To Sleep With Anger, which has a Criterion Blu-ray. A film where Danny Glover stars as this mysterious man who comes to spend some time with his family, and they all start acting very strange around him, as though he has some magical spell over them, much like the Pasolini film Teorema. So that would be a great Criterion double bill if you want to do those 2. So I'm going to greatly enjoy going back and seeing where the filmmaker started off in feature films, and on 4K no less. This is a film that was rumoured for a long time to be coming to the Criterion Collection. So to see it finally here, this is one that people will be able to tick off their rumour mill lists. It's another Criterion 4K with no HDR, so there will be some discussions on the internet about that, I'm sure. But there do seem to be plenty of special features on the release. So it seems like it will be a great release, and one that I will certainly be adding to my collection later this year. So that's your 7 titles for May this year coming from the Criterion Collection. Some films I've not seen before, and some upgrades of some other films. So plenty for me to be excited for. But what about yourself? Do you look at this list and get excited, or do you wish there was something else here? Do let me know in a comment down below, because I love seeing what you're hoping will get a release from Criterion. Click the video that's on screen right now if you want to get some more reviews and recommendations from me. And until next time, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.